Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Seth from Speculating Reviews, and today I have a review on the Apple iPhone 4 bumper case in black. I recently said I had two case reviews coming up, and here's one of them. This is the iPhone 4 bumper from Apple. This is Apple's only case by them for the iPhone 4. They released this with the announcement of the phone, and it's been a pretty huge hit among a lot of people. Now, the thing to notice is that this case only goes around the outside of the phone, which means I'll show you when I put on the phone that you have the back and the front of the phone are going to be open. So when I put this case in, personally, I like to take the top of my phone and put it into the top of the case here, and just kind of wrap around the case. Now, one thing to notice is when you put on the case, you'll want to make sure that everything is, aligned correctly. Some things kind of get, stuck under, like, say, if that were to say, like a little piece might get not fully on, just wrap it around and you'll get it on. But this is the bumper. It goes around the back. As you can see, the front's here, and the back is actually wide open right here. So let's take a tour of the case. On this side, you have your volume buttons and your vibrate and mute switch opening. At the top, you have your sleep wake button, which I will talk about a little bit more in a second. You also have an opening for your headphone jack, and right next to it, you might not be able to see it, there is a little hole for the noise canceling mic. At the other side, there's nothing. At the bottom, there are two little openings for your speaker and mic, good size. Now the 30-pin connector opening is a little bit cramped. You can use the actual cable that you got with the iPhone 4 and it will fit nicely, but you can't get anything bigger than that. It won't fit if you have the case on and you're trying to plug it in. Just a word of advice on, like third-party cables and stuff like that will not work with this case on. Of course, there's no real issues with flash because there's nothing on the back of the phone to mess it up. Now, like I said, the sleep wake button and also the volume buttons, they're actually a metal. So they have really good feedback. I don't know if you can actually hear that. But they almost feel like they're the buttons on the actual phone, which is really nice feeling. And the actual buttons almost have a way of moving up and down. This is to better fit, how close it is as to being on top of the actual buttons. Just messed that up. Now, I do have a gripe because of that. Sometimes the buttons, if it's not close enough to the actual button on the phone, it'll kind of become flush with the case instead of popping out a little bit. It still has good feedback, about the same feedback, but I just like if you kind of push up on the bottom and the top sleep-wake button will actually kind of pop out more and give you a better tactile feel of the button. Same with these buttons right here. Very, very good sounding, good feeling buttons. This is one of the main things I love about this case is the buttons. And not many case companies, if any other than Apple, that I've seen use metal buttons. And it gives good tactile feel, good protection to the buttons. And it just feels exactly like what the buttons on the actual iPhone feel themselves. Now, I do have a kind of an issue with the vibrate switch opening. It's really small, and it's not, I mean, you can still get your finger in there and switch it, but it's not, you know, easy and fluid to just kind of be real quick with it. You kind of have to be precise as to where your fingernail is or whatever to actually get the vibrate switch and switch it. Of course, if you didn't know, there's actually a second version of this case. This is the first version. Since the release of the Verizon iPhone 4, there's been some changes to the, or they've moved the buttons slightly. So they've actually made this opening right here a little bit bigger, which is really good because then you can actually get into the switch a lot easier. I've had no problems with the headphone jack port, except that it kind of moves around occasionally, but it's nothing to worry about. You just kind of push it back in place and then put in your headphones. So, a lot of people wonder, how's the protection? Well, when you're getting the bumper, you shouldn't expect any or a lot of protection at all. The phone back and front glass pieces of the phone are open. I will say that it does have a good lay on the table design. The rubber actually kind of lifts up on top and gives a good lay on the table design. So if you were to put it on a flat surface, it's probably not going to touch the actual table. Now, if you have like rocks or uneven surfaces outside and you were to drop this, the glass side or whatever is going to crack and probably break. Which, yeah, it's not a lot of protection, but I don't think this case was meant for protection. Personally, I just use this for casual use around the house, because I don't plan on, you know, dropping it on any weird surfaces around my house, and usually it's just within my room and at my desk. And I just like the feel of it. It keeps the phone slim, barely adds any thickness to it. I mean, only thickness is just the fact that it kind of comes out for more of a lay on the table design, and it just feels good in the hand because of the plastic and the actual metal buttons and stuff. It just feels like it's almost a part of the iPhone, which is really nice, and you can still see the back, so you really do think that it's actually still the iPhone with no case on. So guys, I would recommend this case. You can get this case on Apple's website for $29.99, I think. There's many more colors for this, including white, orange, green, blue, many more than that. Just a couple I mentioned. If you're thinking this is a little high in price, I can't blame you. Apple doesn't have the cheapest accessories, and actually there's other case companies that do make bumper style cases. But I will say this, the feel and design and construction of this case is just great, and it was worth it for me to buy it for as much as I did from someone, and I just can't say enough. This is just a nice, you know, minimal case. If you don't want too much, but you don't want to keep your phone, you know, completely naked, I would suggest getting a bumper. They're not bad. The price is a little hefty, but the way it feels and looks, it looks just pure like an iPhone. I mean, you can barely tell that there's a case on this, especially with the black version on the black iPhone. But yeah, guys, I definitely do recommend this. If you want to, I would say go to the Apple website and get one. Be sure to thumbs up the video, and also subscribe somewhere above here. And if you want to, you can comment below any video suggestions, any questions about the case, you know, any other things like that. And be sure to subscribe because you can get all my videos once they're uploaded. Thanks again, guys. This is Seth from Speculating Reviews, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.